not sure of the demonstration. This is basically escapes from wrist grabs. So we're going to start with our same side wrist grab. So basically the way I'm going to get out of this is I'm going to break out of the weakest part of his grip with the narrowest part of my wrist. So the way he grabs me naturally, this is the wide part. So all I'm going to do is turn my palm to the ground. That exposes the narrow part of my wrist. And I'm going to force my way out. I break out of the weak point of his grip. That's all it is. For the cross grab, this is a little trickier because the weak point of his grip is on the weak point of my body. This isn't very strong for me to pull away from my own body. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to trap his hand. I turn my hand to the sky. It puts a bend in his wrist that weakens his grip. From here, I just shove his arm off. And same for this wrist grab. He's got both of them now. This feels a little more intimidating. I'm going to come up over the top. Can you see how that bends his wrist? Weakens his grip. Just slam down out of it. And then the opposite, if my hands are high and he grabs them, I have to go through that weak point of his grip. I'm going to come down. Break out. Okay. So our next threat, we call it a boxer threat or a forward advance. So if I break away from him, but he's still advancing on me, I want to try to stop him before he can get hands on me again. So here's what it looks like.
God, that sucks.
So the way this works, first thing, I'm going to have my hands up. If someone's getting aggressive with me, my hands are up. This shows I don't want to fight you. Please stay away from me, number one. But the second, if they start flying, my hands have such a shorter distance to travel to protect my vital targets, right? So all that's happening as he's trying to walk into me, I'm just extending, boom, fingers in his eyes. If I don't land the eyes, and nothing else, if at the very least his attention is up here, which leaves this open, boom. And now his hands have dropped and he's been kicked in the groin, and I'm following back up top. And I'm getting out of there, okay?
Yeah, the last thing I'm going to want to do is try to, pursue her more. Okay, obviously, I'm not going on that date. Right? So, okay.
So our third threat is a front choke. So let's say this didn't work, he closes it, he gets hands on me. Okay, so once a person has hands on you, the rules are the same for all these attacks. So,
Again? Yeah.
we're just talking through it. So, the first thing I have to do is stabilize myself. If I can't breathe, I have to address that first. So, Michael's bigger than me, he's stronger than me. I can't just pull his hands off of me, right? So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to trap him. So my hand comes across his far wrist, and I trap him. He may still have hands on me, but I'm breathing. I'm fine. I'm totally fine. So from here, I've got this vital target right in front of me. I'm coming in, striking, and I still have control of him. From here, I'm striking my vital targets number 2. And from here, I can push him away, or I can move into that incapacitation, breaking his arm, or whatever else I want to do, or feel that I need to do. Okay, our fourth attack is a rear choke.
Oh, hey.
Yes. So just going through it more slowly. So the same thing is, if I can't breathe or he's dragging me backwards into the van, I've got to address that. So the first thing I'm going to do is to trap his far wrist. I pull it and I put it to my chest. I can breathe. The second thing I've done is I've widened my stance, and I'm getting heavy. If he is trying to drag me backwards, it's hard for him to do it. I'm resisting against his own body. From here, I'm striking my vital targets while still controlling this hand. We're coming to the solar plexus, to the groin. At that point, when he's been striking that vital target, he's probably trying to move back a little bit, which is heading range for me. From here, I can do that incapacitation throw, or I can come up, work vital targets, get him away from me, and I'm on a survival sprint. Okay. Our second threat is we moved to another location. He's trying to put me in the van. Okay, so just going slowly like that.
Not going in the back.
So with this moving to another location, a lot of times we feel like we should resist backwards. Like, no, I don't want to go. But we never want to be back on our heels like this. All he has to do is turn and face me. Boom, I'm down. Okay. So if he's trying to move me, I've got to get in front of him. So I'm going to take a few steps with him. Boom. Now I can come back into him. And the same thing. So that's that stabilization. I'm not stable if I'm resisting backwards this way. I'm going to take a few steps, stabilize myself in front of him, and I'm going to get to work. Okay, so our final one is the worst case scenario. He's trying to move me, we're struggling. And I end up on the ground.
I'm sorry. 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 I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Get in my van.
So for most people, for most women, being on the ground with someone on top of them, it's terrifying. It feels, a lot of women describe it as like, that's their top fear when it comes to self-defense. So we're just gonna go through that slowly. So from here, my vital target is open. He can blast me in the face as much as he wants. So first, I'm gonna protect myself. Second, I'm gonna use a double heel, double hand, both heels in my hand. I'm coming up under his chin. That's forcing his head backwards. From here, my leg can catch him. I have so much meat in my leg. I don't care how big he is, my leg is pulling him to the ground. From here, I'm controlling him now. So this way. So,
Get in my van.
I'm controlling his head. I'm controlling his upper body. From here, I'm going for a vital target until he's loosened up and is begging me to stop, baby.
No. Please.
I'm gonna keep striking on my way back up, going to incapacitation if I feel that's necessary. It's necessary. So those are just the foundations that always maintain your space. And if you are put in a situation where someone actually has hands on you, the first thing to do is stabilize yourself. The second thing to do is to use your strongest weapons, whatever those are, your feet, your hands, on their most vulnerable targets. For most people, number one, that's the eyes. Number two, that's the groin. Number three is the throat. So, I think we have a little bit of time. We wanted to open it up for questions to you guys if you have any questions you want to ask.